Kelly, thank you. Truly, this is a most... There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry.
Welcome to today's episode of Phoenix Sports. Here with me is Mr. Neyi. Let's talk about the Super Falcons that won the AFCON a couple of days ago. And their amazing feat. They are the record holder of the highest continental competition
They are.
in the women football.
Yes, they are. Well, tournament that just ended, the tournament was fine. You know, we had a very strong dominance in the tournament from the beginning to the end, and even when the end was looking like the water was beginning to bubble and rise and create doubt and chaos, we were able to calm the sea like Jesus did, and we overcame. We showed strong dominance. We showed will, and we showed courage also. And we were ready to fight for whatever was in our fronts. We were ready to overcome whatever obstacle. And that was what the Falcons did. And it was pretty impressive.
Let's talk about what's going on in the transfer market.
Okay.
I think Chelsea is buying players to add to their squad and shipping some out. To me, I feel Chelsea doesn't need all these players they are getting. If you look at it, I don't think they need all these players they're getting. Or don't you agree?
Well, for someone like me who plays football manager game, what Chelsea are creating is not a team of now. Though this buying of players, don't get me wrong, is excess. It is in excess. But then I see the way they are shipping players out. 11 players are gone. How many already? Is it 11?
Yeah, 11.
So the way they ship these players out is also amazing. So what Chelsea are currently doing, if what my heart is telling me is right, they are creating a team that will dominate the Premier League for a long time. That is how I feel towards them. You know, at first I thought they would have difficulty selling players because, of course, the dressing room will be choked, and then you just keep signing. You have a lot of strikers, you have a lot of wingers, you have a lot of fullbacks, you have a lot of midfielders, but they are starting to ship a lot of players out, and then I'm looking at it and then I'm like, man, these people really do know what they are doing. At first I thought they didn't have a clue, but now I know that they do, and they are creating a team that will dominate the Premier League. So I'm sorry for clubs like Liverpool, Man City. No, I'm sorry for clubs like Manchester United, Tottenham. I don't want to add Man City because they have the oil money, and Liverpool, of course, we still dominate, and then Arsenal, of course, we are going to win the Premier League this season, so we don't have anything to worry about. You understand? But for clubs like Manchester United, especially, I don't see them anywhere competing in the next 10 years. You know, at first I looked at it that, it's a business team. In fact, I was even thinking that Kopoma might be up for sale at any point in time, which I still feel might happen, but I'm not so sure yet, so I don't want to draw any conclusion to that. But with the way they've been doing, definitely it take time for them to dominate like Man City. But once they get it, man, it will be difficult to actually break them down because number one, they have the squad depth. So injuries is not going to affect them because you have people who are very, very good that are ready to come in and pick where the other player left off and keep going with the race.
I don't see them dominate the way Man City dominated for years, like Man City winning the league back to back like that. I don't see them doing that. What do you feel as an Arsenal fan the issue was last season?
Last season, I'll put it on Arteta.
Okay.
Last season, I'll put it on Arteta.
And why is that?
because it was obvious that the missing piece was a striker. It was very obvious. Everyone knew that we can't rely on Havertz, and everyone already knows that we can't rely on Gabriel Jesus. So I'm going to put it on Arteta for last season. Forget the red card. Let me not forget them. The red card affected us. PGMOL with their officiating. They create a rule in an Arsenal game. Then when another person does it in another game, the rule disappears. Nobody knows where the rule is. So yeah, that one also affected us. But if we have had a striker, before the issue of the red card came in, we would have finished. See the chances Havertz was missing. If we had the proper striker, those chances Havertz was missing, he would have scored them. And he scored them, we have the red card. We know that yes, we are ahead of these people. So, and Arsenal, we know how to defend. So the defense button activated. We go full mode on defense and we win our game.
So you are telling me now that with the signing of Victor Gyokeres, the league has been assured because Gyokeres is not a Premier League proven striker. He has played in the Premier League before, but he's not a Premier League proven striker. And you know all what we used to say about a striker coming out from a different league. We always say give
Yeah.
them time to adapt. Most football fans will not be patient for Gyokeres to adapt because he's old, he's experienced, and should be a plug and play situation in Arsenal. So, as an Arsenal fan, what do you think Gyokeres' situation will be?
Analyzing Gokres situation. At first, it was not my first option. My first option was Isak. Second was Sesko. The reason why I would put Sesko ahead of Isak is because of Isak availability. Any striker that can be available, you don't spend big on them. You don't spend big on them. And the transfer market now, as we know it, is far beyond damage. You understand? It's not like before. So Isak availability is one thing. Understand? When we need Isak, will he be available to play? Because you can score 3 goals, 4 goals against a smaller team. But when it's that time to play a team like Man City and you're not available and you know that you'll be the key man and you are injured, how does it help us? That's one way of looking at it for Isak. So Sesko is young. You understand, with a lot of potentials, and bringing him in, though I won't say we're going to win the Premier League immediately because he has to adjust. Now that type of person, we have to give them time. But for Isak, he's Premier League proven but injury record. Sesko, he needs to adjust because where he's coming from, the gameplay is different from Arsenal. But for Gyokeres, it was my third option. But even when Arsenal signed him, I wasn't upset because he's still a good striker. So for someone who has been in the championship, and championship is tough. Championship is not easy. Championship is tough. It's a tough league. So for him to perform, the 2 seasons he was there, he performed well, and then from there he went to Sporting. So Gyokeres coming to the Premier League, he knows there's no time to say I need to find my feet or anything. He knows that the moment he's getting there, he needs to find his feet quick. He needs to adjust quick. He needs to adapt quick. He needs to do everything quick. And this is a place that you have been before. So because you've been there before, should even help you ease through your experience to make it quick so that we don't begin to depend on Havertz or Jesus or Merino to come and play 9, saying you are still adapting. So he needs to come in quick because we want to win trophies. We want to win Premier League. We want to win Champions League. So he needs to come in quick. There will be no time for him to say, or for Arsenal to say he's settling. No. There is no time. Like you said, he's experienced. He has the age. He has that mentality. He has everything. So he's bringing everything into Arsenal. And then he's kicking off from there. There is nothing like we need to give him time here. I'm sorry. If there's any other Arsenal fan that thinks we need to give Gyokeres time, they are not ready to win a trophy. There is no time. We are not giving him
So
time.
there is no time for Gyokeres. between Son and Harry Kane, who is more of a legend in Tottenham?
Hmm. You know, for the comparison, there's trophy,
And their
there's goal
goals.
record. But if we're going to pick which one matters, should we pick the trophy or should we pick the
Or
goal
pick the
record?
goals.
Because of course the goal record has helped them achieve some heights, not not trophy, but it's helped them achieve some heights. But take for instance that had it been Harry Kane was with them, would they have finished 15th or was it 16th they finished? Would they have finished that low if Harry Kane was with them?
Mm,
Definitely not.
mm.
So what if they finished 15th and didn't win the Europa League as well, and Son is leaving? Are we going to be having this discussion about legendary status?
Yeah, okay.
Trophies are important, but with Kane, they had a good team. Let me ask you this: selling Bruno this season, is it a good choice or a bad choice?
Bruno can't go this season.
Why? Why? Why?
Okay. Bruno was the best player last season. And he has been Man U
Mm-hmm.
best player for like a couple of seasons. She
Mm-hmm.
get. And
But now you guys notice that it is now starting to tell on him that
he's
he
weighing
might
him
not.
down. No, I
Yes.
feel I feel Bruno would actually give Man U a season or two before he decides that he wants to leave.
Mm.
Bruno would leave, but I feel if Man U did not win a significant trophy in the next 2 seasons, Bruno will leave. Bruno will definitely leave. But presently, he will still stick with Man U. That is the only thing
You
I
know,
feel Bruno will not.
the reason why I would suggest Man U letting Bruno leave, they wanted to buy him for 100 million. Am I right?
Yes, 100 million.
Yeah.
That's
If Man U had let him leave, because Man U are trying to act as if finance is not an issue, but we all know that finance is also part of what's happening with Manchester United. The club has not
mhm.
been bringing in money like it used to before. If they had let Bruno leave, there are players they can sign that can replace Bruno. Because Bruno now, it is now weighing on him, it is telling on his body. I'm watching this preseason. I see a lot of complaint online that he loses possession easily. He can't. There are sometimes that even a simple pass he can't lay. I don't know if it's due to the formation change or because of where Amorim is putting him. But we all know that in the box or near the box is dangerous, but it's not as lethal as it was before. You know, like you said in the Everton game, all sloppy and everything. You know, I will not wish Man U to do well. I'm very much against Manchester United, but since we are giving an analysis, and I don't want it to be from the hatred that I have from them, I'm just going to speak plainly. You with me, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I
I'm
know.
just going to speak plainly. So for me, letting Bruno go this season would have been a good choice, so that you can have the money, buy a replacement. In fact, you can get two replacements for Bruno, so that you know that when this guy is on the pitch, he's not delivering, there's another guy that can come in and deliver. So there'll be competition between the two of them to fight for the spots that Bruno left, which of course is going to bring Man U back a bit, but only for some time. You get, Man U will still recover in time.
Now,
Then,
yes, here's what I'll tell you concerning that. Okay,
okay,
Bruno has how many years left to give Man U? He's 30, I guess. Yeah,
in
it should
his
be 30.
contract, in his contract,
No,
eh,
no,
Bruno should be like 31 or 32 right now.
yeah, Bruno should be 30, 31. Yeah. So now, if you are telling me that Bruno should go, I know Bruno would go, but You know what the transfer market is saying right now, and what the transfer market is saying is not friendly. In our next episode, we'll talk about a lot of things about the Ballon d'Or. We'll talk about the Premier League starting and our predictions for the Premier League. Then we'll talk about FPL. I know a lot of people have set up their team. Then we'll give more insight about what to look out for. I know.
Funny enough,
Have you set up
in
your
the
team?
FPL, only my defense. I've taken a screenshot already of how my defense and just one midfielder is. I'm still because the budget they are giving us for these players. See, FPL. I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to say. The
And
budgets
the
for these players is not fair. Well, this is Phoenix Sports. Hit the subscribe button and put on your notification. Follow us because this is just the first step, but trust me, where we are getting to it is big and huge. So stick with us and we won't let you down. That's what I'll just say to our lovely audience for now. Thank you very much for having me here. So
thank you.